welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. And of course, like I always, hope that you have an amazing day and of course a healthy day so far. And of course, what we're going to do for today, we are going to use the smaller tumbling towel blocks. You can find the measurement down below in the description box for the bigger and the smaller blocks. So go compare with your own block so you have a little bit idea how it will turn out. I have here my container with everything inside I use for DIYing, but of course the most important is just a simple brand of wood glue. And of course you can use any brand of wood glue. You can also use some hot glue or maybe another glue as long as it sticks right. So again, I have here some paint, and this is some paint at my choice. I don't know what color I will use. We will see that later. And of course I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel to wipe away the glue. And of course it is wet. So these are the main pieces we need for this DIY. What we're going to make, we are going to make something which can hold your cards. Of course, in these days, we don't send a lot of Christmas cards, but for everyone who still gets some Christmas cards, or you can also use it for the Valentine's season, do some love letters, or maybe some decor letters inside. And for Easter, you can do some Easter letters. So of course, you can use it for all seasons. So I don't know how it will turn out, but I hope you join me right now. So we're going to start with the base, at least the under piece for the card holder. We have 4 rows of 9, so 4 rows of 9, and you just simply do the glue on the smallest line of the block, and you simply row them this way together until one piece. And of course you can make it wider. You don't have to do my size. If you get a lot of cards, or maybe you only love to place decorative cards for the Christmas season or any season on it. So you can do anything. You can even do a kind of a book. You can make it totally at your own taste. I only give you the base. So I'm going to have row number 2. And of course, like I told you earlier, not a lot of people are sending Christmas cards anymore. So a lot of goes with WhatsApp or maybe with Telegram, or you are going to send a mail. But I find it always very unpersonal. I don't know if that's a right word to say, but at least it is so personal to give something. You at least write your own. So I sent Christmas cards, of course, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. That's why you can change it up for anything you like. So again, you're going to squeeze it from the inside to the outside, and always at the ending, give it some pressure. You do it over here from the inside to the outside this way, and give it some pressure on the outside over here, and you're going to give it some pressure, and you see they are still moving around. We're going to get our wet towel. We're going to wipe away the glue from the top, and also over here, and on this one, and on this one. And because the row is a little bit longer, we do it fast. Place it straight up. Don't hesitate, just move it to the side like this and place it straight up. And even when it breaks, it doesn't matter. You just place it down and you just glue it back together again. And again, straight up, clean up, and you just do the back side. Do it straight up, clean up your mat, and do this side. And now we are going to place it straight up. We gently press with our fingertips, press it down, and then give it some pressure on the side. You do here the same, press it down this way, and then squeeze it again over here like this, and again place it down. And the last one. And you see already he still can go everywhere because he's still not dry. Give it some pressure and press it down. And now we're going to give it at least a half minute until a minute. So now we're going to easy turn them to the side this way. So we have the blocks in the length of our mat. We place 3 of them straight up. You just get your thumb over here, place it on the back side of your blocks because you don't want that it's going out of each other. So this way, you do it over here, this way, and the last. And we're going to place it down, and place it down. and also go back with your fingers and then gently squeeze it in to fill in the open gaps which are in between the connections. And this way, that's why we only wait a half minute until minute, so you can easily fill in the open gaps and you don't have an open piece. Of course, I don't mind open piece, but not everyone likes it. And for everyone who is more like the silver, the gold and shiny things, and you think wood is not for me, just try it and then spray paint it in the gold, silver or any color you like for your glam in your home, and you will see how much it will change up. So I hope you give also wood a try. So I'm going to let this dry in for at least a couple of minutes and then I'm going to place it straight up and do the back side. So now I'm going to gently place it straight up, do the back side and clean it up also. And I'm going to let it rest on the side. So now we have 3 rows of 3 and now we're going to do some glue on the top side of the block and also over here on the top side. I see already one of my blocks is totally sawed wrong, so he is really crooked, but we're going to work with it. And this one, and we're going to do the last and this one, and then we're going to squeeze it together this way. And we're going to make sure that we wipe away the glue, place it on the side, and again do the back side also. You do this one and over here, and of course we do the side. We turn it over and do the back side, and of course always go back to make sure that everything has a straight line, because you don't want, and you see already he is still not gluing, and you see I'm just going to turn it and I'm just going to glue it together and do the back side. And this way I'm going to go back, and I don't even do extra glue, you just squeeze it back together and give it now I think a minute or 5. So now I take this one and I do just a little line on the underside. So over here, very simple, just like this on the line. I hope you can see it. And I place it straight up and I place it against this one. Gently press it together, feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line. Press it on the underside, not on the top side. Feel with your fingers again and let it dry in for also 5 minutes. So now we're going to take our first piece we made, this one, and of course we're going to turn it over, and then we have a flat space. Of course I think this one, I like this side better. You can choose any side you like. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some glue on this side over here and over here. So you do some glue over here. I'll show it to you this way. This is how he is glued, and here I have the glue. Now I'm going to turn it over and I place it on the ending over here. Just give it lightly some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have a straight line on the underside. On this side, this has to be flat over here, so make sure that you don't have it sticking over. So I think I can show it to you a little better. Like this, he is really on the same line. So, and we're going to let it dry in for at least a couple of minutes. So we placed our piece on the side, and of course we still have this one of 3. We have now first a row of 9, because I want to give it a little bit a kind like a bottom. So we have 10 blocks and we just row them very easy together. So his stand will be a little bit more sturdy than only this piece. But you can make it, of course, also 2 rows rows of 10. But I do 1. And again, we're going to press it from the inside to the outside over here. And then press it together this way. And you're just going to take your towel and you wipe away the top. Do it fast, place it straight up, clean up your mat. And do the back side this way. And again, you're going to gently place it straight up, press with your fingertips a little down this way, and then press it together and let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So, and of course, now I can place my the first start of the base already for the card holder on top of here, but I'm going to wait because I think I'm going to do the underside a little different in color. So I'm going to place it straight up this way And please place it on another mat, which I have over here. We are going to now do this one of 3. I'm going to do this over here on this side. I'm still debating if I'm going to do it this way. I think I'm going to do it this way. Yes, I think I'm going to do it. I don't know if I will regret it later, but we will see. Because now we get the top of the card holder, and this will be for my in the season snowman, his head. But we will see if I like it or not. But maybe for the scarf I want to use, I don't know if I'm going to place it this way or this way. I'm still debating with myself what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to do this way. We will see if I will regret it or not. Then you can do it a different way. We do some glue on the underside like this over here, and we place it straight up, and we place it over here, press it together this way, and we're going to let this dry. And of course we are going to clean up our mat, and we place this one on the side. So now we have 2 rows of 9. We're going to start with the face. Of course I need to wipe away a little bit of the glue. We do some glue on the side. Oh, and I see already stuck to my blocks. And you just simply row your 2 rows of 9 on each other. And of course you can make the face even a row longer if you like that he is a little bit more higher. It's also fine too. I'm keep it with 2. Maybe I later say it should have been 3, but I'm just going to try it. And that's the greatest. I try it for you, and you can change it up at your own taste. And like I told you, if you more like gold or silver, then if you spray paint your snowman complete in silver and do black accent with it, so his head black and maybe his little scarf black and some black buttons, you will see how much it changes from only wood. Then you will say, oh, this is really nice to look at. So I really hope everyone who loves glam, I really hope you give it a try at least for one time. If you don't like it, totally fine. Let me know in the comments if you don't like it if you spray paint in your color, then let me know. I use gold also in my decor with my black and my neutral tones. But of course, it's not everyone their cup of tea. I like also thrifted items. I go a lot of thrift shopping because I really like it, and then change up the decor. I almost never leave the pieces the same. Again, I'm going to press it down this way, press it together, and I do here the same, and I only give it a ½ minute rest. We're going to turn it this way. We're going to do the thumb behind it, and we just do a little line of glue also on the front side. Place it down, and gently we're going to press it together until one piece gently fill in the open gaps as best as you can. And then you're going to wipe away the glue. And I see already one of my blocks is much smaller. So I have to look if this block is or maybe the other one. So I have to measure out a little because that's not really a great side to see. So I think this one is smaller. So I'm going to look for if I have a bigger one because I want to, yes, this one is better. So if you have a block which is really out of a line of much smaller, then clean it up and use it for a little piece later. I'm placing it over here, then I'll show you immediately what I'm going to do with it in a moment. So again, gently we're going to place it straight up, do the back side over here, and let it dry in for only a ½ minute, not longer, because or else you cannot easily get it together of your snowman. So I did wait a ½ minute. I have here my under part of my holder, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it on the side. And it is still workable. That's the greatest if you only wait a ½ minute. I'm just going to place it down and then fill it in over here because you want that it's still attached nicely together. This way and over here. And I'm just going to press it together, and we're going to let this dry in on the side. Now we are going to make the head, and of course I need 4 blocks, but of course you see already I have one which is a little bit shorter. It's only a little bit, so I'm going to place one aside, and I'm going to use the shorter part because here it doesn't matter, and so you can still reuse your pieces. And again, something on the top, and this one on the top, and then you're going to easy make one straight line, and again press it together and do the top side, do it on the side, clean up the back side and over here, and you let it dry in for only I think a minute. So now I'm going to take my 4-piece and I'm going to do some glue on the underside of the wider side of the block, so over here this way, and of course I do it already a little bit too far because he's sticking out, so I'm just going to do the ending a little bit away. So, and of course here, because if you place it straight up, it is nicely, and you see already it's still not dried up, but it doesn't matter. I'm gently pressing it together this way over here, and make sure that everything has a nice straight line. And I'm going to let it dry in for at least also a couple of minutes, and I do it on the side because now we're going to do the top of the head. So, and again we have 2 rows of 9, and so we're building it up, and over here we're just going to do the smallest line again, and I do it a little faster so it doesn't bore you too much. But if you're doing it with me, you still can do it with me also. That's also my channel. Do it step by step. And again over here and this way. Oh, you see already over here. And this one, now he's really sticking totally on my fingers, the glue. I do my best. So this way, I'm going to press it together, this from the inside to the outside, and then give it some press this way. And I'm going to clean it up, but I think you already know now how to clean it up. So I'm going to clean it up and give it a ½ minute rest. So now I have my 2 pieces. I gave it a ½ minute. I place one on the side. I do my thumb behind it, and of course I'm going to make my small line this way, place it down, and also here we gently fill in the open gaps, and we're going to let it rest for only a couple of minutes, not too long. So now I have of course my 2 rows of 9. I'm going to keep it lightly in my hand because it's still not dry. I'm going to do some glue over here on this side, and I'm going to gently place it over here and in the same line like the other one. So gently press it together from the underside on the top. You can easily glue it together this way. And now this piece is done. Of course we still need of course the bottom, but it's later because I told you we are going to paint this. So I'm going to let it rest for at least a ½ hour until an hour. So I was looking at my piece and I think I like the head a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get 3 loose blocks. I'm just going to do some glue on the top over here and over here. I'm going to press it together. We are going to clean it up. And of course we're going to do the other side. Over here and this way, and then we're going to place it on the side. We do some glue on this side, and now we gently, because it's still breakable, and we just place it on the top. Just fill in the open gaps this way, and now you have it a little bit longer, so there's a little bit different in between. And if you still like it a little bit longer, you can do an extra row of 3 over here. So I'm keep it with 1, but you can do what you want. Now I'm going to let it dry in for a ½ hour until an hour. So now my base is finished, and you see already you can change it up any way you like. I'm going to make first, I'm going to this part I'm going to do in the white color. This is just a simple acrylic paint of a chalk paint, how you call it. I'm going to do this side, and until this one, and this one will be black. Of course, you can glue the head later on top of here, but then it's very difficult if you have some mishaps in your wood to get it nicely fitting on top of each other. It's easier, I know it's really easier, because I have to do very carefully to do this in the black because this is glued together, but I'm going to give it a try because I had it already made earlier with a different snowman, of course, and it's always tricky to get it nicely fitting on top of here. So, but you can do it any way you like. So you also can do the head later. So I'm going to do this in the white and this in the black. So now I have this part of my snowman already painted. I'm going to place this one aside to dry. I'm going to get my other mat, and of course we still have our bottom we made earlier, the one plank with 10 blocks. I'm going to paint this one also in the black color, but of course choose any color you like. So now we're going to let this dry also, and then we're going to do the back side of both of them. So I did lay now down my snowman, and of course I did it on under a little piece of kitchen paper, kitchen towel, how you call it. And of course I place it to do not scratch the back side. What I'm going to do, I did go to my stash and I found 2 wooden buttons in the black color. And of course I like that my eyes pop out a little. Of course you can make 2 little rounds over here. That's totally up to you. But I like that they are sticking out a little. So I'm going to go for this, and I did get my little bag of my carrots, and I'm going to take one of them out of here, and I'm going to get a knife and I'm going to cut off the top side. But before I'm going to cut my piece, I'm going to do a little bit of glue on the underside of my eyes, and I'm just going to place it over here. Do here the same. Make sure that you have them in the middle over here. And of course you know the middle because it's 9 blocks. This one is the middle block, and then you're going to press it down. Make sure that you have them on the same height you want, this way. Then I'm going to get my little knife, and I'm just going gently cutting a little piece of my carrot, the top side, over here. Of course you have to be careful that because it's a kind of a styrofoam, you see already over here. And now you can easily get a little bit of hot glue and just glue it inside of here. So I do a little drop of hot glue because hot glue is of course for styrofoam not the greatest. So I have to go stand up a little, so because I want to have them in the middle. I'm going to press it down this way. Make sure that everything is glued nicely together, and I'm going to let it dry for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to make his mouth. So now I'm going to have my pencil. This is just a simple gray pencil, and I'm going to look for where I want to have the mouth. So I'm going to make little dots over here and over here. And I do here on this side the same. Of course, the last one I have in the second block over here. I have to look for that I have it over here. A little bit the same. This one over here, and this one will be in this block, a little in the corner over here. I think this height. And then I'm going to get my paint, and I'm just going to do the back side of my brush, and I just make little black dots over here. So I'm going to do, you see here, a little drop of my black paint over here. I'm just going to do the back side because he's a nice little round. And I'm just going to place it inside, and I'm just going to dab it and make a little round over here. You can make it as big as you like, but I start with some smaller ones, so I can easily go a little bigger. But if I do it already too big, it's always difficult to go back. And now the last one. So this one now I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to look if I like it this way, or maybe I want to have them a little bigger. But I think they are fine the way it is. So in the meantime, while my mouth is drying, I'm going to get my pencil again. And of course you can do some buttons over here, but because we want to do some cards against it, and when you don't have cards against it, you can use it just as a snowman. That's why I'm going to make a little round over here also with black, and you just simply can count it out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the middle. So you can make a little round over here, and of course over here, and over here if you want to have 3. So, and I'm going to do the same procedure, do the back side, just go it inside of the paint and just go over it. And of course this one you can make a little bigger. You don't have to, but you can. And I do this one. So, and you see already you can do it any way you like. You can even make a little squares of it. do what you like. Of course, I'm going to paint this off and then we're going to do the next step. So now I'm going to get my simple red ribbon and I'm going to make a line over here. What I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to make sure that I place my straight up. I'm going to do a little bit of glue. Of course, he has to stand on his own. It's a little difficult for him. I don't know why he doesn't want to stand. He doesn't want to stand on his own. So I'm going to do a little bit glue on the back side and then I'm going to take it to the front side. But you see it in a moment. I glued it on the back side. I'm just going to do a little drop under here and I'm going to take it to the front side over here and then glue it on top of here. This way, do a little bit at the ending. And then you're going to go to the back side again. Just leave it in place for a little moment. And then I'm going to cut it off a little piece like this. And I'm going to go to the back side. Now I'm going to do this here the same. And I'm not going to do it on this a little, standing up. I'm going to do it under here. So I'm going to turn it over, do a little glue on this side, on the back side. And then I'm going to go on the front side and do the same like I did with the head. So I come on the front side. I'm just going to go make sure that I have it over here, tight over here. And then I'm going to cut off a little piece like this. I have to see where my scissor is, over here. And I'm going to bring this to the back side. And then I'm going to glue it there also. So we have also a little line under here. And you see already I did it wrong because it needs on this side. Because I have it on the top. So I totally have to go under here and not on top of here. So this way is much better. This way. So, and now we make a little bow, of course. For over here, I'm going to glue it on the side of here. You can also make a little, pieces that looks like more like a scarf. So you can do anything you like. So you see, I just made a very simple bow, just the way you tie your shoes. It's very simple. And I'm going to glue it on the back side. Make sure that the velvet side is on the front. And I'm going to do a little bit of glue over here. And I'm going to place my bow inside, a little bit sideways also, like this. And I let my little pieces a little bit longer. So I like that a little bit longer. Maybe later I will do it a little bit shorter, but we will see. But for now I leave it this way. So now the last part is what we're going to do. We're going to do the underside. And of course you see already I didn't glue them. I'm doing some glue over here. And I'm going to place it exactly in the middle of my stand. I hope I have it on the place I want to have it, over here. Just going to make sure, press it down, and we're going to let it dry in for at least an hour. And you see at the moment the quick impression.